Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're demystifying the absolute core engine of organizational success, people management. If you've ever wondered what separates a team that's thriving and dynamic from one that's just kind of stuck, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to unpack the foundations of how to truly maximize human potential.
Let me ask you something. When you hear the term human resources, what immediately pops into your head? Is HR just about payroll and hiring? Do you picture this dry, administrative paperwork department where fun goes to die? Let's challenge that preconceived notion right now, because holding on to that outdated perspective is literally holding businesses back from their true potential.
Okay, let's dive into this. On our agenda today, we're covering personnel versus human resources, the evolution of HR, the core functions of people management, and how to navigate modern HR challenges. Plus, stick around because we're wrapping up with a highly practical real-world application.
Section 1. Personnel versus human resources, and understanding the shift.
Think about the old-school way, personnel management. It's heavily administrative, hiring, payroll, basic policy compliance, keeping records. Very operational. But human resource management, that flips the entire perspective. Now it's strategic. Employees aren't just numbers or operational expenses on a spreadsheet anymore. They're viewed as highly valuable resources. Their knowledge, motivation, and commitment are exactly what drive organizational success.
Section 2. The evolution of HR, tracing the history. We didn't just wake up one day with this modern, strategic mindset. It's been a journey of increasing complexity. It started way back at the welfare stage, which was purely about basic worker conditions, before moving into a more organized personnel administration stage. But the real game changer was the human relations stage, when companies finally realized that psychology and social dynamics actually matter at work. That evolved into treating people as key assets in the human resource management stage. And finally, today, we're at the strategic human resource management stage, where HR is fundamentally tied directly to the long-term goals of the entire business.
Section 3. Functions of people management, the core engine.
So, what do HR professionals actually do all day? Well, they manage an employee's entire life cycle. Long before a role is even posted, they're doing HR planning and job analysis. Then they guide folks through recruitment and selection, figure out compensation, and make sure everyone stays motivated and safe. They're constantly overseeing training and evaluations, and they even manage separation and retirement. It's this massive, comprehensive ecosystem supporting people from day one to their very last day.
But why does this massive toolkit matter? To synthesize it all, the core purpose is aligning employee performance with organizational goals to improve productivity and reduce turnover. HR is absolutely not a cost center. It's a strategic driver. When you get the right people, clarify expectations, develop their skills, and treat them fairly, the whole organization levels up and you stop losing great people.
To pull all this off, you need a pretty serious toolkit. Organizing and multitasking are absolute musts. Communication is literally the lifeblood of the role. You need fairness and strong ethics to build trust. You've got to be both a strategic thinker and a constructive critic. And of course, you need the specific job skills related to business operations. Great HR requires a really delicate mix of empathy, strategy, and operational excellence.
Section 4. Navigating modern HR challenges. Welcome to the minefield.
So the crucial point here is that HR doesn't exist in a perfect, frictionless vacuum. Today's hurdles are intense. First up, cost containment. Skyrocketing healthcare, turnover costs, offshoring. Then there's technology. Managing virtual teams is tough enough, but throw in cyberloafing, employees secretly wasting time online, and it gets tricky. Add to that a rapidly changing economy and a massively diverse workforce where baby boomers and brand new workers are trying to collaborate, and wow, you've got an incredibly complex environment to manage. So how do you navigate that kind of chaos? You ground it in moral responsibility. A solid code of ethics acts as your compass. Respect the rights of all employees, and be honest in all business transactions. In a chaotic business world, keeping company info confidential, dodging bribes, and using resources responsibly, those are the practical baselines that hold your organizational culture together when things get rocky.
Section 5. Real-world HR application. The blueprint.
Let's bring this all home and turn theory into practice with a micro-narrative case study from our source material. Meet the Agribusiness Club. It's a student organization with an awesome goal, promoting agribusiness education, entrepreneurship, leadership, and community involvement.
But, like a lot of groups, they're hitting some major operational friction and desperately need some human resource interventions.
Let's move to and see how this builds into actionable solutions. If the HR planning concern is a lack of active members, the intervention is clear. Create an annual staffing plan so you know exactly how many people you need. For recruitment, say members are joining but have zero clue what their responsibilities are. The fix? An orientation campaign and mapping members to committees based on their actual interests and skills. It's super practical.
We can apply that same framework to daily operations. For performance, the concern might be missed deadlines causing huge delays. The simple but effective intervention is a task monitoring system with regular feedback. For motivation, maybe your active members are burning out because their efforts go totally unrecognized. The fix is providing certificates, awards, and public recognition during meetings. Notice how these simple frameworks combat operational delays and member apathy head-on.
And this brilliantly illustrates how to future-proof a group. For communication, if you've got confusion and conflicts brewing, establish official communication channels and hold regular meetings. For succession, which is huge when graduating officers leave and disrupt everything, you implement a leadership succession plan and proper turnover training. It ensures long-term survival.
What we've just seen is the powerful transition from abstract HR theory to a dynamic, totally usable toolkit. The core message of this explainer is that people management is about solving real, tangible problems. It's about shifting employees from being seen as administrative tasks to empowering them as the strategic assets that actually drive your organization forward.
So, I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. How are you managing the human resources in your own organization? Whether you're running a massive company, a local farm enterprise, or just a small community club, your people are your engine. Are you giving them the strategic structure they need to succeed? Thanks so much for exploring these foundations with me today. Grab these blueprints and go start building stronger teams right now.